It's Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Thanks for joining me today. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to get right into this video today. A lot to talk about, and I would love to hear your opinions on this, so please leave a comment down below. I want to start with this first article coming from the economiccollapse.com. It's titled, "This is a Tale of Two Americas," and those at the bottom of the economic food chain are being hit extremely hard. If you get a couple minutes, check this article out. But just to highlight a couple things here in the article, we have over 653,000 people in this country homeless right now. We have millions of people living in their cars, their trucks, their vans, and RVs. And many of these RVs are not nice. These are dilapidated RVs. In some of the wealthiest cities right here in California, you will find areas with miles of RVs parked on the side of the road, cars, dilapidated vans, all parked on the side of the road, lined up one after the other. Millions of Americans who currently do live in homes are living in poverty. Get this, 1 in 8 Americans are on food stamps. So somebody may be currently living in a house, but they could currently be living in poverty. And the question is, how long are they going to survive, keep their house before they default or before they're evicted? Nobody really knows. But 1 in 8 Americans are living on food stamps. I went to Winco a while back and I asked the cashier, how many people are using government subsidies to buy groceries? She said conservatively, this was last year in 2023, she said conservatively 70% of the people that walk through this store and check out are using some type of subsidy, WIC, EBT, etc. That is shocking. That is shocking. But just because somebody's living in a house doesn't mean that they're not in poverty right now. There are so many people in this country right now who are on borrowed time, who are going to lose their cars, they're going to lose their homes, they're going to lose their retirements, they're going to lose pensions, they're going to lose everything that they have. And that is sad, but it is true. The U.S. economy right now, it's all about just trying to survive. In the article, I thought this was very interesting. It said, corporate America has a message for Wall Street. It's serious about cutting costs this year. What does that mean? That means say goodbye to your jobs, America, because they're going to be cutting a lot of jobs because it's all about the bottom line. They're going to cut a lot more jobs. Here's one today from the New York Post. Dramatic confrontation between migrants, New York City cops ends with one booted from Randall's Island shelter. I watched this video. As always, very shocking. 11 a.m. last Thursday, more lawlessness at the Randall's Island tent city. Apparently some loser got into a altercation or some type of situation. Security got involved. Security was outnumbered. Now the cops show up. The cops arrive. The cops are being attacked. People are hitting the cops with backpacks. They're throwing things at them while they're trying to arrest this lunatic who's starting all the trouble. Just watching this video and watching these people yelling at the police, throwing things at the police, the complete disrespect of the law here in America and law enforcement, disturbing. It really is. I hope that you don't have to deal with this, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you don't, because most people are not prepared to deal with this. These people who are lawless, the people coming here who don't care about this country, the people coming here just for the goodies and the handouts and the free money, they don't care about you, they don't care about your laws, they don't care about your family, and they really don't care if they bring any harm to you. They don't. They don't worry about confrontations or being violent. They've already been there, done that. Unfortunately, we have a very soft America who's never dealt with serious confrontation or violence. They don't know how to fight. They don't know how to protect themselves. They don't know how to protect their families. These people are going to eat the weak. They're going to eat the weak up in this country, let me tell you, because they're not scared. They're not scared to take what you have. They're not scared to hurt you or your family. And they know you're not ready. They know you're not prepared. Here's another one from the New York Post. Video shows brazen, broad daylight New York City Gucci store heist as bandits make daring getaway. This happened, I believe, yesterday. Three crooks sped away following the armed robbery that took place around 12:10 p.m. in broad daylight. And what I found really alarming is as they're coming out of the store with duffel bags of Gucci gear, Gucci luggage, Gucci handbags, one dude holding a weapon, walking literally to their getaway car. They're walking right past people on the sidewalk. People are on their phones. The only one paying attention was this lady's dog, who seemed alarmed and was really paying attention to all this. That was the only, thing with a brain that was paying attention, because the human beings walking by the sidewalk were completely oblivious that an armed robbery had just taken place or was in the process of taking place. Very, very alarming and so dangerous, because if you're not exercising situational awareness, you can get right in the middle of something like this and lose your life. And luckily nobody did, but again, it's very alarming how the average person is just walking down the sidewalk on their phones, not paying attention, when you have armed criminals walking to their car with $51,000 of Gucci gear, ready to do God knows what to somebody that gets in their way. But again, people are completely oblivious. Another one today, inside Mayor Adams' Migrant Debit Card boondoggle. No bid bank gets $50 million border crossers up to $10,000 each. That's the title of this article. If you get a second, check it out. But you're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to work longer, because you're going to have to take care of all these people. The debit card program, it says, if you read the small print, has the potential to become an open-ended multi-billion-dollar Bermuda Triangle of disappearing, untraceable cash used for any purpose. Alarming, isn't it? It will give migrants up to $10,000 each in taxpayer money with no ID check, no restrictions, and no fraud control. So people have to work harder. They have to work longer. We'll talk in a minute about people having to come out of retirement just to make ends meet. But this is where your tax money is going. It's going so now people can get $10,000 debit cards, untraceable. God knows where this money is going to go, what it's going to be used for. And so many people need so much help here, right here in America, and yet people can come from anywhere in the world and get taken care of, except the poor people here in America who are struggling, sleeping on sidewalks, the vets sleeping on sidewalks, people who have addictions that need help, people who've had huge medical expenses and lose their homes, they're homeless, people who've had some bad luck, lost jobs, people who just are working hard and can't get by. They're not getting any help. Small businesses not getting any help. You're not getting any help. I'm not getting any help. But who's getting help? People from halfway across the world coming over here getting all the help. Why is that? Comment down below. Here's another one. Get the hell out of New York City ASAP. You're not safe in New York, both physically and financially. If the criminals don't get you, the court system and the politicians will. They're getting more desperate for your money. They're getting more desperate for your businesses. And they're going to take as much as they can take, ladies and gentlemen. So get the hell out of New York if you're in New York right now. And I know, look, you're preaching to the choir. I know I've got to get the hell out of California. But look, at the end of the day, it's all about money. And the people that really are concerned about my well-being and me leaving, because I said I was thinking about moving a couple of years ago, and I haven't moved yet because I was thinking about it 2 years ago, and I haven't moved yet. They seem very, very concerned. If you're that overly concerned, please send me as much money as you want, and I will pay the overvalued price on a home in the South, and I will be out of here ASAP. So if you're that concerned, if you're that worried about my well-being, then send me as much money as you want to, and I will move. But when it's your money, I will spend it. It's my money right now, so I've got to find the best possible deal. And I would never, ever, repeat, never buy a home in the biggest housing market on planet Earth unless it's with your money. So if you want to send it, you can send it to me. America's savings rate shame. The biggest U.S. banks last year raked in $200 billion from higher interest rates on loans, but pay only 0.01% to savers. Is your bank ripping you off? Well, yes, of course it's ripping you off. And you know who's really ripping you off are the credit card companies. They got all this cheap money over the years. And look at your APR and your credit card. Did you get a low rate? No. When they were borrowing money for next to nothing, they were charging you 15, 16%. Now they're charging you 23%, 29%. Ripping you off. And yet people trust the banks, believe in the banks. If you don't have to have money in the bank right now, I highly advise, this is not financial advice, but this is advice I would give anybody in my family, in my circle of friends. If you're not running a business, if there's no reason to have an excess amount of money in the bank, why do you have it in the bank? Have enough to pay the bills. Get out of the system, ladies and gentlemen. The system's in big trouble. The Hedge today. Home Depot sales slide for fifth quarter on weak housing demand. People are telling me about housing's doing great. Housing's booming. This is a great time to buy a house. I just got some of the numbers from a title company today for Riverside County, Orange County, San Diego County, San Bernardino County, Los Angeles County. And the numbers are absolutely appalling. Sales in California are collapsing. This is the worst possible time to buy a home, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't tell you what to do, but I personally would not buy a home in this market. That is for sure. I would wait it out. And I think anybody who really is paying attention to what's happening with the U.S. economy, what's happening in real estate, who's watching this collapse of sales in the housing market, and you understand, of course, it's a waiting game now. It's only a matter of time. Big sales are coming. Google lays off thousands more employees despite record profits 1 year after laying off 12,000 employees as workers begin worrying AI is slowly replacing them. This on Yahoo Finance today. No one has job security today, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the repo man. He might have job security. I think it's going to maybe be a while before AI takes the repo man's job. I think the repo man is extremely busy and going to get much busier. But I would say that most people do not have job security. And yes, technology, robots, AI, it's going to be replacing millions of jobs. And think about it. We have millions of people coming over here, right, who have no education. Most have no skills. So what are these people going to do for a job? Is everybody going to be competing for the last warehouse jobs or the last resort jobs or the last fast food jobs or the last jobs at Starbucks before all of that is replaced by AI, which is going to happen? Where are all these people going to work? Where are they going to work? Retired nurse faces difficult reality of returning back to work to make ends meet. This on Fox Business. 1 in 8 retirees is going back to work, forced by the harsh reality of the rising cost of living and higher prices. What do you think about this? What do you think about people who've already retired and they can't survive? They're on a limited income. Prices are not coming down. They continue to go up. Services, food, and it's only a matter of time before we see $100 barrel oil here, which is going to cause more inflation. It's going to be more expensive to put gas in your car. Car prices are still extremely high. People just can't catch a break, and people are having to come out of retirement. And I think this number will rise. I think it's going to be more than 1 in 8 very, very shortly, because people are just going to be forced to work until they die in order to survive. And it's really, really sad. But this is, again, because of the recklessness of spending. We cannot, as a nation, control our spending. We cannot stop sending money all over the world. We can't stop funding these trillion-dollar wars. It just goes on and on and on. Who pays the price? The American. now retired, older people are paying a severe price here. And I think it's absolutely criminal what's going on. And they're already telling you by 2034, Social Security will run out. So, you know, if you're 40, 50 years old right now, how long do you think you're going to have to work? I think, you know, most people right now can't even afford to retire. And the reality is most people, if this continues to stay on course, the way we're going right now, people are going to work till the day they die. Pennsylvania food supplier warns Americans getting squeezed by inflation are becoming resistant to higher prices. Mike Watson, TMK Produce, said, buyers are buying less at each purchase. The typical U.S. household needed to pay $213 more a month in January to purchase the same goods and services it did a year ago. You know, maybe $200 is not a lot to you, but it's a lot to millions of people. And think about, it's $200, $213 this month, $213 next month, maybe it's $230, $240 the next month, $300 the next month. This is all adding up. And people, I just don't know. I think we're past the breaking point. I don't think you can squeeze people anymore. I think people are so maxed out on credit cards and personal loans. I think people have sold a lot of things, whatever they could sell, in order to raise money. And I think people are working, you know, the side hustles, and it's just not enough. I mean, all they can tell you to do, you know, and unfortunately, there's not much more you can do, but it's work more hours, work an extra job, work harder. But that only goes so far, right? Because things continue to go up, and there is a breaking point. I think many people have reached that breaking point, and I think it's going to end bad. So I'm going to finish with this last one. It's coming from CNBC. I read it last night. It's titled, Gold at $3,000 and Oil at $100 by 2025. Citi analysts don't rule it out. And they're calling for this within 12 to 18 months. And, you know, this is very, very possible. And we are definitely on course, I believe, to do this because things aren't going to get better. Inflation's not going to go away. We just had another ship attacked over in the Red Sea. And I just don't see things getting better. And this is another indication right here that they're predicting $3,000 gold, $100 oil. And this is telling you that things are going to continue to get worse. And as I've said, look, personally, I wish gold would stay under 2,000 an ounce because that would mean that things are okay. Not great, but okay. When they start hitting and breaking 3,000, when prices of an ounce of gold breaks 3,000, we're in another world, okay? You break 4,000 or 5,000, we're in another world on top of that world. We're in Mad Max. The higher the price of gold goes, the more dangerous it is getting outside of your house. Going to the store, going into the city, going anywhere. You're getting into a Mad Max type of society when you're breaking 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. This means we're getting into dangerous times. And gold is just a reflection of what's happening in the economy and society, right? It's just a reflection of society. The worse it gets, the higher the price of gold goes, and that's what's happening. So it's really like a barometer. Gold is a barometer of what's happening in society and the economy. And the worse this economy gets, the worse society is going to get. Be safe, be careful out there, exercise situational awareness. Things are going to get crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare for chaos. It's not going to get any better. You've got to be preparing for the worst times now. God bless every one of you. Stay safe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to all of you soon.